Hey guys, M12 Warthog Gaming here. I am back with another video, and today this is my second time recording the strategy guide for Age of Conquest 4. The first one I uploaded a video and then I had to delete it, and all the other ones because I couldn't continue that game because all the audio apparently after in part 2 and part 3, 4, and 5 all got damaged or just was very choppy and whatnot. It happens every once in a while, so I'm going to not actually hit join, but before we start I'm going to talk about some of the strategical stuff we're going to need. Okay, so first off, for picking your scenario wise, picking your own territory is good. There's not really much to go on, seeing as this is the Rise of Rome scenario. You can't play as the Romans because it's the Rise of Rome. We're gonna play as the Gauls though. I'm gonna get into the reason why. So I'll get into the reasons why, but first off, I want to talk about some stuff. Carthage is in Africa, northern Africa. They have access to the Mediterranean Sea. They're gonna get a lot of land to start with, as they can expand to all these territories that are unclaimed, because not every nation is fully developed. There is a scenario where you can play it with all nations fully developed. I'd rather do this because this adds another layer that you will not see in other scenarios that I want to do, because technically I'm covering two scenarios by showing you what I would do here, and then as if we were fully developed, show you what goes on from there for this strategy guide. Now the next part is the Liberians. They're pretty much going to try and expand to Spain. Rome, of course, is going to go for Italy. The Ligurians will probably go for northern Italy here and maybe a few territories here. Celts obviously have their own natural defense, as they can just move here, and it costs money. It costs half price of your total cost of your troops to go on. So if you have 100 troops, it would cost 50 gold just to embark them onto a naval ship and send them to attack them. So early on, they're not going to get attacked unless they try and gain a foothold on the mainland. Germania and the Balts are definitely good choices, as they can sort of expand over here. Balts and the Germanian can expand down here. But seeing as they're close, their expansion will probably mismatch and cross over with each other. Slavs and Sumerians apparently have this area to themselves that they can start with. Persia pretty much has all of these four and some of this down here, along with Egypt, that pretty much gets almost all of these four, because Carthage can expand down here. Greece seems like they'll probably expand to get this, but it's really a race for this territory between these three nations here. Lyria, Eurupus, and Macedon, and Thrace. I might be mispronouncing some of these, but that's fine. If you are a descendant from one of these nations, I won't expect you to come to our place and be able to pronounce everything that we say properly either, so. Anyway, so these four are kind of the bad ones to choose, because you're not going to get a lot of territories early on. Because Macedonian could spend all their money, buy troops here and here. Thrace can't expand this way, and neither can Eurupus, and they'll be stuck with just possibility of getting this, and maybe Sicily down here if they make a navy and do that, and that's going to cost money out of them. So my guess is one of these guys is easily going to get taken out early on, or war is going to go on in this area between these nations, just at a first glance. Now for me, I'm going to put Gauls because I have a lot of room to expand. The water sort of acts as a natural barrier on this side and down here, I guess, because you sort of have to spend money to send troops here, and I guess I would sort of know. I would have, half the time, I would have a little heads up before I would be raided. So I'm just going to join in as Gauls, and we are going to start this. Okay, so I'm going to hit play to set up our actions, and if you want to know what I'm doing exactly or how to play, that will be in a tutorial mission that you can play for yourself. Now, I'm going to straight up buy 200 soldiers. That's pretty much all my money. I guess, at the moment. Okay, so move commander. No. I'm going to move 40 down there. I'm going to move 40 troops here. And I'm going to move 40 there. Actually, no, I cannot. There's a limit to how many places I can expand to. Okay. And they apparently got this territory because they decided to move there as well. I mean, I don't get how that works. I mean, I told to move there. Maybe it's the size of the army that counts, so the smaller one will move first, I'm guessing, because it's much easier and faster to move. I'm not sure. Okay. What I do know, though, is I want to declare war on these guys early on. I'm gonna move everything but 40 troops there. And I'm just gonna attack. Now, the reason I'm going for this territory specifically is because that has their leader in it. And if most of you do not know, your leader, if they get captured, you automatically lose all of your territories. Okay, I'm gonna sort of cut off the Celts from expanding this way, because that's where I want to go. I'm actually gonna have this one's undefended, but that is fine, because I'm gonna tell them to move down here. This is a border, so what I'm gonna do next turn is tell them to bank 40 troops and send that down here. I'm actually gonna put all of this except for 40, and I want to keep that there, but I'll do that next turn. My command limit is usually going to be maxed out almost every turn until later on. Expanding is the #1 priority here. Just expansion at its finest. Just expand. Okay. Celts are probably going to want that. That's the one thing we cannot let them have. Because we need to expand that way. It's sort of like being rude, like blocking them off, but you're not actually going to war with them. So I guess that's a good thing. And also because you get money early on. Okay, so I'm gonna make 40, move that there. Make another... Whoops, I put too many. 40 here. Now what do I want? Well, of course, I can do this now that that's gone. I'm gonna send 40 troops this way. 40 is a good solid number to start out with. Not everyone will be able to put 40 troops in their territory, but I expand with only 40 in each one, just to ensure that when I do expand, I'm not gonna, like, lose it next turn by someone surprisingly, all of a sudden, just declaring war. Your nation's happiness unexpectedly decrease. That happens a lot. Sometimes that can decrease it to the point where people will be, where they're on the verge of rebelling, and people actually do it just because of something like that will happen. And I spent like 5 turns spending like, I spent like 20 minutes one time just non-stop. Like non-stop, like what was it, like distributing money in places just so that they wouldn't be pissed off for now at what was going on, because apparently that can happen. Okay, so I'm actually going to expand this way, and what I'm going to do is send all my troops here, but buy 40 for this place. Now, early on, the second you take over an area, that becomes yours. People settle down and they start to get more population. Later on, it's going to be harder for you to do that, because those nations will be brand new, and they probably won't have as much population if it's like because when you attack the area, I guess you attack the population itself as well. And just as I said early on, one of the nations down here was going to get taken over or taken out early on. I just knew it. Okay. So, that happens. And now what I want to do is what I'm going to do. The most logical thing for me to do at the moment is expand this way. But I can't do it with all my troops because this territory is a border to that territory. Now, Germania didn't do that much expanding because this... What are these? The Balts, I think? Yeah, Balts expanded all around them and sort of prevented them from expanding. Just like I did here, preventing the Celts from going anywhere. Although most of my territories I have are border territories just due to the sole fact of these two here. If I were to take them out, I wouldn't have that many. My king is bordering that. So, I'm actually going to move all of these units here, because that's not an actual border territory. Some of the coastlines that I think will be most commonly attacked, I will protect, even though that's not a direct border and cannot be directly attacked. Like, one turn it's there, one turn it's not, because you actually have to take the navy and disembark and whatnot. And usually I'll be able to see it coming. Like, I'll be able to see something that's, like, right here that wants to go here, I'll know. And then I'll probably move troops accordingly. Now, I got a big sum of money, taxes and whatnot, all that stuff. Okay, so, strategy-wise, I want more territory. That's the whole point of this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 200 on just attacking this area. Chances are, as you can see here, they have fortifications, which means that they are going to attack us. Although, I'm not building much fortifications, as I'm going to be expanding over the top here, because it's pretty easy. Just take out this, get some of their stuff. It's kind of dicey down here, because it's more like a linear path. Like, I have to go down here, I can't go around, and stuff like that, until I get over here, I guess. So, this is Domination Victory, I do want to clarify. And Domination Victory means that I will have to take out every single territory. It has to be under my control. Supremacy is just like 82%. And allied territories count as small parts. So I guess they sort of win with you. But ultimately, they don't really get anything. So I'm going to request peace with the Roman Empire. They don't have this border that we border them with armed. It doesn't look like they want to fight me, so I'm going to assume they want peace for now. And, well, that's what I'm going to give them. I'm going to offer them peace. And if they don't accept, well, I'm just going to convince them with some coin. Because you can do that. And that's usually the best thing to do. Okay, so I took that out. And that means I need to arm this territory. I bet the Balts have a large army there. I bet they wanted that for themselves. And maybe they're a little bit pissed off that they didn't get it. Okay. So what I'm doing is this territory is like almost completely boxed in by the Balts. Is that now, if I want to go ahead and attack again, I could, but I have to be aware of my happiness. But another thing I want to talk about is the fact that I don't have to take out all 6 Balt territories if I want to get it. If I want to, I could just raid it. Not have to worry about their 120 troops, and only have to worry about the 52 in a fortification. So, that's what I'm going to do now, and rearm it later. Like, rearm my territories, recalculate the borders like this. I'll move this down here. I'll move troops here, keep the troops here. And then these areas sort of won't be... This area will be border territory, but these two will not, as they will be surrounded. So you sort of got to plan out and be ready to rearm and protect your borders the second they expand if you're planning on doing this. The main reason is that I've seen people online, and I've done this myself, someone takes someone out, and they're like, but they have no troops because they spent it all on just take out the fortifications. I see my chance, I declare war, I take half of those territories, and have them still defended away from them, and they never did that again. But you know, that's how things happen. Oh yeah, happiness that you lose from declaring war varies a lot. So just be aware of that. It could be like -4%, whereas declaring war on someone else could be 36% happiness loss. Okay, so as you guys can see here, I now need to move all of my troops here. I'm going to keep this here. A lot of these territories are not borders anymore thanks to this, which means I can sort of ease up on this. That's actually a shore that I think would be attacked by the Celts if they were. I'm not saying they are at the moment. Most likely they probably will not early on, unless I attack someone and they're allies with them and they're like, back off or else kind of deal. Which is sort of pretty much how World War I got involved. Oh, you declare war on my ally, well I'm joining in. Like, well you're declaring war on him, then I'm joining in as well. On their side and so forth. So it gets a bit hectic later on. Because sometimes you could have, and be prepared for what comes with your allies. Because you're not in control of your allies. You could be allied with, say, Carthage, Rome, and Greece. And all three of them could hate each other's guts and be at each other's throats, and all three of them could ask you to join in a war against each other. So, you know, it's kind of a thing that you gotta do. It's kind of thing you gotta be wary about. Although, the Rome does not have the option to ask me to join a war. We're just at peace. That means our relations are we don't hate each other, we don't like each other, we are not going to fight each other, but that's the extent of it. Okay, now moving all of these troops that are no longer on a border to non-border areas. I feel like I should have gotten these areas early on. I don't know. I'm gonna move these here. This is the area where my lander is, so I should have that fortified and have this more protected. Now, the main reason I haven't moved my leader or whatnot is that they moved troops here to claim this territory, but they haven't armed it, and if they did, I would get my leader the frick out of there. Don't have it on a border at any given time. That is a most important lesson that you need to know. Okay, so I got that done. And we're pretty much did a good amount with expanding, but I think I'm going to have to end this video here. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, don't forget to check the description for the link to all of my strategy guides. I have it on a single playlist. This will probably be maybe somewhere between 4 to 6 videos just for this whole entire game. If you want me to do other scenarios on this map, that's fine. I'm looking into maybe saving the money and buying the maps and the modded stuff so I can custom make my own maps. I don't know. I'm sort of excited. One of the main selling points for me to actually get this game was the map editor, so I'm really excited to see what that's like and whatnot. But yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed watching. Any comments, questions, or feedback you leave me is always highly appreciated, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye!